I wonder if he'll stay down this time.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be ranking all of the villains in Star Wars Battlefront 2. But before we do, I want to say thank you for watching this video in the first place. It's been really hard to get my channel out there, and I'm glad that you guys are along in the journey with me. But for now, let's get into the ranking. Now first up we have BB9E. Now BB9E's abilities are a bit different than all the other villains that we have in this game and heroes because he is a droid. But the smoke screen is really good at putting down smoke as cover for your allies in tight corridors. His middle ability is really good at clearing out enemies that are surrounding him, and the third ability is mainly just a support role. But when it comes to his main attack, it doesn't do very much damage, but it does stun them for a little while to keep them in place for a short amount of time. Now, besides that, BB9E is kind of lacking in the power department. It's not very powerful of a hero, but can make up with it with his speed and agility. Next up we have Captain Phasma. Captain Phasma's Staff Strikes, which is the first ability that she has, is really good at close distance, but she also has a lunge to close the gap. Her regular blaster is a little bit underwhelming at times, so be sure to only use that at long distances and leave the Staff Strikes for the short range distances. Her Survivor ability gives her a little bit of overshields so she can stay alive if she's in a hairy situation, and her stun droid is a good partner to have while near nearby heroes, so they can get stunned and she can deal a little bit of headshot damage. Phasma is lacking in some departments, but is an all-around good hero. Now we have Bossk. Bossk's sniper-like shotgun is really good at both distances. His Dioxis Mist sends out a little bit of smoke to deal with enemies lingering in hallways. His Predator Instincts gives him a grenade launcher that does a lot of splash damage to groups. Another good ability for groups is his mines that wait a little bit of time to be fully armed, but after that can deal massive damage to enemies. This makes Bossk a really good hero. After Bossk, we have Iden Versio. Iden Versio has a really unique skill set that she brings. First, she has her stun droid, which is really good at momentarily immobilizing enemy heroes. It works against troopers, but it's not as effective, because when you use it against heroes, they stop for about a second and a half, where you can deal some really intense damage with her main blaster. Then she has her pulse cannon, which is really good at long range, and the most recent update, they made it a bit more reliable and made it deal a bit more damage. Her shield is obviously really good at protecting you when you're taking oncoming damage that she may not be able to withstand for any longer. This skill set that she brings, combined with the secondary fire that she has with her main blaster, makes her a really formidable opponent.
Heavy weapon here. Let's light the room up a little. Shield me, droid.
Now here we have Count Dooku. Count Dooku can buff his own damage with Duelist as his middle ability, and then weaken opponents with Exposed Weakness ability. Combine those together, and it's a really deadly combo, where you can absolutely melt enemy heroes, especially blaster characters, in seconds. He also has a lightning stun that can stun them for a decent amount of time, and is really good at taking out other trooper classes like the Assault, Specialist, and Officer.
Such hubris, even for a
Next up, we have everyone's favorite, Darth Maul. Darth Maul brings speed and power to the table with a dash that gets right up close to the enemy so he can deal those heavy, damaging strikes. He has a chokehold to push enemies away from him if they're getting a little bit too close. Then he has a furious throw that he can dish out long-range damage to other opponents. This makes Darth Maul a really powerful villain on the Battlefront. Definitely someone to fear. Now we have the once broken, still OP Emperor Palpatine. Emperor Palpatine has a really weird shotgun-like melee that does tons of damage in close range, but also has devastating lightning strikes that deal so much damage from afar. His first left ability, Chain Lightning, passes energy through from one opponent to the next, doing so much damage to massive groups. Electrocute, which is one of the many stun abilities in the game, also temporarily stops Emperor Palpatine from moving, so it's not really a must-use, and doesn't do that much to hurt the enemy. But the Dark Aura definitely traps enemies and deals slow damage over time. Emperor Palpatine also has a really large jump, so that should definitely be used to your advantage. Coming in at number 3, we have General Grievous. General Grievous used to be a really broken character in this game, but now is just really overpowered. His Claw Rush ability makes him go super fast, and he can turn really quickly with it, dealing so much damage at once. His Unrelenting Advance blocks shots from the front while also dealing damage, and the Thrust Surge allows Grievous to lunge at his enemies, doing so much damage, it's crazy. His main attacks also deal a very impressive amount of damage. All of this together makes Grievous someone to definitely run from when he's encountered. Coming in just shy of number 1, we have Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is super fast, is able to do so much damage with his frenzy attack. His freeze stuns enemies momentarily so he can go in for some melee, and his pull brings enemies closer to him so he can also get some melee in there. His damage is a lot, but his stamina on blocking is pretty low, so you should watch out for that. At the number 1 spot, we have Darth Vader. With absolutely ridiculous amount of health, and he does so much damage at once, it's crazy. He's really deserving of our number 1 spot. His focused rage ability, which is the middle ability, gives him a little bit more health, and he does a little bit more damage. With the right cards equipped, he could have 1,150 amount of health. That is absolutely insane, and compared to anyone who gets any closer, which I think is about Phasma and Yoda at 900, it's not even close to 1,150. His choke is really good at close range, and his lightsaber throw can get people lingering in hallways. This makes Vader well deserving of our number 1 spot. I would like to thank everyone who made it this far in the video, and have a nice rest of your day. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you liked it, and I'll see you next time.